we have an amazing matchup, an amazing fight next. This is probably one of, if not the fight I'm most excited about on this entire fight card for UFC Vegas 18. Alexandre Pantoja, -130 versus Manel Kape. Again, need to work on those. Real Mike, thoughts on Pantoja versus Manel? I'm going to go with Manel because I'm more confident with my Manel, if you know what I mean.
I think the Pantoja's ground game is just absolutely incredible, man. If you go back and look at some of the scrambles that he does and just the incredible back takes that he takes, I believe it was Askarov. I believe it was him that he was literally on the ground. Askarov, I believe, was on top of him, or some other Russian or someone like that, and he literally escapes from the back and takes back and ends up basically getting the rear naked choke position. He's just unreal in his scrambles and transition ability on the ground. I just, there's no way that Kape's going to be able to hang with this level black belt on the ground. He's been submitted once before, and it's just I'm a guy, once you've tapped or submitted already, you're a tapper for life. So I'm going to go Pantoja to absolutely dominate that ass.
All right, so I guess I'll start off on Pantoja, going off for 8,300 on DraftKings. Like, he's faced a lot of great competition. He beat Assassin Baby twice. He's a finisher, 17 of his 22 wins. Stylistically, like you said, submissions off the charts, and that's obviously where he's going to want to take this fight. Going up against Manel Kape, 15-4, 9 knockouts, 5 subs. Another huge finisher, 7,900 on DraftKings, making his UFC debut, coming from Ryzen. If you've never heard of Manel Kape, think back to when Ian McCall left the UFC. Remember when he got into that fist fight at the weigh-ins and then got his face exploded in the fight? That was Manel Kape. Now you know him. Like I said, former bantamweight champ in Ryzen, very aggressive, fast striker, powerful hands. He's won his last 3 fights, finishing all of them in the second. 2 things. Aside from the ground game, which he's obviously going to be at a disadvantage in this fight, this is going to be his first fight in the cage. So you look at like debuts in the UFC, they're always a bit of a question mark. You never really know how someone's going to adjust to it. The cage is a big issue for me, but just watching him fight, he has that power, that speed, his kicks and his punches. I just love his style, and especially for DraftKings, this guy, he finishes almost every win of his career. I'm going to bet that he can avoid the takedowns and keep it standing. And at some point in this fight, he's going to land on him. And at $7,900, I like Kape, and I'm going to be playing him on DraftKings. I understand there's a lot of risk in that with the ground, but I just believe in his striking.
Yeah, you won't see Mikey Gilz next week, folks. Go about it.
Well, it's one of the best things about our show in general. Like we said, we don't break anything down ahead of time other than like me and Real Mike try to make sure that we have at least 2 bets for you guys. So we try to find at least 2 spots. If I like one that he likes, and I try to find a secondary one for you guys. So you at least have 2, one from each of us. Obviously more on Twitter, but at least for the show, 2, because we've had bad luck of stuff falling out. Hello, Lynn, 0129. Thank you for hopping in. I'm huge here on Pantoja for a couple reasons. One, Mike Gilz, you know this off the top? Who was the last person to finish Manel? Finish, not beat.
Off the top of my head, don't know.
Kyoji Horiguchi.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who his main training partner is?
I do not.
Horiguchi, that is. Alexandre Pantoja.
Oh!
I know, right? And Horiguchi beat Manel by submission, which is exactly what Pantoja will be going for. Yes, I'm 100% on this. This would be a huge bet for me in given this matchup. But one thing that I will give Mikey Gilz absolutely, and one thing I will give Manel absolutely, is dude has some power. That first round, for me personally, because I'm having money on this one, flat out. Our bet for this fight, for me for this fight, is 1.3 units at -130 on Pantoja to win you guys one. That first round is going to be a little hinky until Pantoja can get his hands on him and start his grappling going. He's willing to throw, which makes me a little bit nervous. And Manel can hit hard. I think he can pull it off. I truly think that Pantoja is a great spot here. If it wasn't for that power, that fight-ending power of Manel, it would be way more. But that has me reserved enough to make it a safe bet to win you guys 1 unit. So the bet is -130 to win you guys 1 unit.